Morning, gang. It's the start of another week. Yes, it's Monday, the 17th of February 2020. Welcome along to Bracknell here in Royal Berkshire. And this morning's United Kingdom talk. And my Amazon Echo tells me this morning that it is Random Acts of Kindness Day. Oh, you've got to do something kind to someone this morning, boys. What are you going to do today? You need to do something kind to someone this morning or at any point during the day. So my suggestion... Oh, what's this? That was quick. What are you going to do that is kind to someone today? We must perform kindness. For example, later on I shall take your parcels that various people purchased or won things last night, and I shall be out of acts of kindness taking it to the post office that you receive in your little letterboxes at some point this week. I'm afraid that's the good news. That's the good news. The bad news, I don't know if I can bring myself to tell you this. The bad news is that some of the letters, please forget, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I don't know if I can tell you. I'm going to hold that back. I'm going to hold that back for a moment and just read some of your messages first, boys and girls, after we've had a quick look at our random acts of kindness. Because random acts of kindness, Amazon told me that this morning. It says, if you're anything like us, it says in this particular story, then you are constantly mumbling things to yourself like, people these days are just rude. Oh, God, yes. There's, funnily enough, there was a post from one of the DJs, Peter Castle. I haven't seen him for years and years and years, but I know him. And he was saying how people have got ruder and ruder over the years. And that is absolutely true. When I was at sort of the end of my DJing, by then, people weren't even talking to you. They'd come up, right? And this is absolutely serious, this is. They'd come up, stand right in front of you and do this. Right, on their phone, and then shove that in your face, which would be the request for a song. They didn't want to talk to you. They literally and shove that in your face. Blooming, why? What amazes me is why they can't see that as rudeness. They don't see it. And Peter was on the internet the other day saying, I can't remember what it was now. It was to do with the Caroline Flack thing. I think the Love Island thing. So let me see if I can find the post. Hang on, and I can read it correctly for you. I'm gonna Peter Castle. He's been DJing years. I think he's a similar age to me, maybe a little bit longer. There we go. We've had it all now. Shouted at me for attention. This is a customer. Told me to do something because Caroline Flack has died, and then she spat at me. Isn't that awful? Awful. So this girl spat at him while he was DJing because he didn't know what to do. I mean, what would you do? I don't know. If someone come up to me the other night and said, Caroline Flack has died, I want you to do something. Well, what? What? Just dreadful, ghastly, awful people. And that's how it's become over the years. They've got ruder and ruder and ruder. And it's like when you run out of time for karaoke songs. When you run out of time for karaoke songs, they say, I'm sorry, we're full up now. And they say, oh, please, please, please. No. Please, 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 please. I'm sorry, we're full up. Please, 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 please. I'm full up. And then they get nasty because they can't get their own way. They don't accept the fact that the list is now full. And you say to them, the only way that you can get your song on now is for me to take someone out. I will do that then. Well, then, no, it's okay. I won't tell them if you don't. It's like, it's me, 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 me all the time. They don't think about anyone else. Rude. Anyway, today is National Kindness Day. You need to be kind to someone. It says in this story, what happened? This is on the nationaltoday.com Random Acts of Kindness Day website thing. What happened to the good old days when everyone was polite? And they were. People were polite when I started DJing, ever so polite. I don't think I remember any rudeness at all. Of course it does. Does it sound familiar? For those of you that wish you could change the world, National Random Acts of Kindness Day is here today on this February the 17th. Here are a few tips on how to get the job done. So what are your suggestions for random acts of kindness today? And I shall come to those in a moment. Compliment a stranger. The best things in life are free, and complimenting someone will cost you absolutely nothing, which I shall do to the little girl in the post office today, who rarely smiles. She don't smile much. I did get a smile out of her the other day. I can't remember what it was. I remember now. There was an older lady who works behind the counter as well. And it's not like a proper post office. It's like a counter within a newsagent. You know, the sort of thing, right? And she was going on about she needs a cup of tea. It's like a drug to her, the older lady. I said, oh my God, I've heard it all now. They're selling drugs in here as well. And at last she smiled. She smiled. Anyway, how about complimenting a stranger today? If you find yourself in a lift with someone that you cross paths with, or someone on the street, say something special to them. It could be as simple as, you look nice today. That's all you need to do. You look nice today. So please do come up to me at any time tonight or today if you see me walking around and tell me how nice I look. There are people out there who think they look nice all the time and they don't. You know, usually people that have had something done to their face. And the why do they have that stuff injected in their lips? Because they can't talk properly after that, can they? No. I have my lips done. They don't look fantastic. No, they don't look fantastic. They look awful. You look like a fish. Or they've had their face stretched to within an inch of its life. Like the expressionless face all the time, where they look like that. Who was that bloke? I think it was Magnum. Was it Magnum? You know the old police series on the telly? He had I think it was him. He had his face done, the bloke with a moustache, and it looked horrendous. Leave your faces alone, my dears. Leave them alone. Random acts of kindness. That's what you've got to do today. What is your random act of kindness that you are going to perform today, boys and girls? Here's another one. I mean, this is really pushing the boundary, right? And if you was to tell me on tomorrow's show that you had done this, I would be so impressed. I don't think it's something that I could do. I honestly don't think it can. But maybe you can. Number 2, treat a homeless person to lunch. Paying it forward is something we strongly believe in. And what better way to do that than by sharing a meal with someone? And I don't think we're talking about, you see someone, and you see them all the time in London and various other cities throughout the world, not just London. We're not. I don't think we're talking here about popping into your local fast food place, picking up a bag of stuff, there you go, dropping it at their feet and then walking off. I don't think they're talking about that here. What we're saying is we're not saying you have to buy someone a steak or a 5-course meal, but how bad would it be to hurt your pockets to grab a £5 foot-long, I don't know, sandwich or something like that. You know, the long rolls, French stick rolls. What are they called? The long French stick rolls or something like that. And give them to a person in need. And perhaps even sit down there with them and eat it with them. That probably would mean more than having the actual sandwich itself, wouldn't it? How about treating someone the way we would like to be treated? How many of us can say we don't always do that? It says it's safe to say that you've heard this saying before, assuming that you haven't lived under a rock for the last 2,000 years. Our mothers used to do this, say this from time to time, and most likely yours did too. So take this day to exercise its meaning by treating people kindly. You'll feel great about it, guaranteed. Eh? Treat someone nice. And it can make someone's day. Let's be honest, life is tough. We go through our own struggles. Today is your day to make difference in someone's day by giving just a little more effort. The smallest things can mean the most to someone at the right time. So it's random, as I say, random acts of kindness on this February the 17th. What are you going to do? That is the question. Let's see, have a look at some of your messages coming in this morning. We're on slow mode. If you haven't been with the show for a little while, slow mode, we've put the chat into slow mode simply so that we can keep up with the messages that come in, because we have so many coming in now, and it's a lot. It became impossible, to be honest. People's chatting and screaming, "Oh, you missed my message out." So this way is helping. It's not perfect. It's certainly not perfect, but it is helping an awful lot. So let's read some of those this morning. Good morning to Mick Davenport. Morning, Mick. Michael Lawrence in house. Morning, Michael. George Bonds. Good morning, George. Morning, young George. Michael Pullman in the house. Morning, Michael. Amelia Phillips is there. Morning, Amelia. Hello to Gavin Bass. Hello, Gavin. Morning, Fran Green. Mike Respondo's there. Morning, Mikey baby. There's Ray Reynolds, who's coming along to the House of Horrors later at the Central Station for tonight's karaoke. He's going to come and sing us a couple of songs there. Good morning to Mandy Davenport. Morning, Mandy. Is that everyone there? I think that might be all. Mandy's Mandy's act of random kindness is not going to beat her husband up today. That is definitely a random act of kindness from Mandy. Well done, darling. But don't worry, you can go back to it tomorrow. Don't be afraid to go back to it, Please do. Please do. Otherwise, they start taking the mick, don't they? You know the old saying, Mandy, give them an inch. Give them an inch. You mustn't do that. The moment we go past midnight tonight, start again, my darling. Even if you have to wake up and batter him in bed. A very good morning to Dr. Gregorian. Good morning to you, sir. Were your parcels arrived today? I hope your parcels arrived today. Dr. Gregorian is offended. You didn't read my message yesterday. Oh, you did you? Well, I don't see them all. That's why. I don't see all the messages. That's why. So many. I'm glad you got your T-shirt and pens yesterday. Yesterday? How did you get them yesterday? Oh, it was a Sunday. Did they deliver on Sunday in London then? I don't know. You tell me. That's what I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you, don't be offended because some of the letters that I sent out last night, we had a great show last night. Really, really good show last night. And after I finished, I just go and post some of the letters off. I can't post them all off because the parcels have to go to the post office, so I'll do that today. But certain letters went off yesterday. Rachel's one went off with her pen. Someone else won a pen. Who was that now? Oh, I can't remember now. Someone else won a pen. And Lee's keyring went off yesterday. But, are you ready for this? I'm frightened to show you. Second class stamps. I'm sorry. That's all I had in the drawer left. They've gone out on second class stamps. Oh, you must feel so bad. You must feel am I being hated now? I'm feeling hate directed towards me this morning due to being sent out second class stamps. Large letter second class stamps, so they might take a day or so extra. I don't understand the first and second class thing, to be honest. I mean, when you post that letter in the post box, whether it's got a first or second class stamp, it must end up in the same building. So is there a bloke there or a machine or something that goes on the letters? Oh, that's a second class one. They pull it out of the pile and put it on the shelf and just leave it there for 2 days. I don't get it. Why don't you just send them all on the same thing? I can't believe it. I can't believe how that works. It must be a case that there's a machine or a bloke or a woman who pulls out the ones with second class and then just leaves them on a shelf for 2 days. I mean, what's the point of that? It don't make sense, does it? It really doesn't make sense, but there we are. That's it. So I'm sorry about that. There's some second-class stamps on a couple of the envelopes this week. In fact, I'll get, if I can get some more first-class ones, and these will be the ones I use over the next couple of days if anyone has anything. Good morning to nephew Gary Butler. Good morning to you. Hello to Paul and Lou. Welcome to the show, Paul and Lou. Mikey Mike, I've never heard of Caroline Flack. Don't know who she was. Don't think I missed anything. Well, she was She was a host on a lot of the reality TV shows, which, as I said on the show last night, I don't know an awful lot about her. It's a different age group that watch those sort of programmes. We, as the over 50s, I don't know about the over 40s. Anyone between 40 and 50, what do you watch any of these absolutely awful programmes? Big Brother, Love Island, even that dinner one. What's that dinner one where people, they have them round to their houses, 4 or 5 people round to their houses. They cook them a meal to the best of their ability. And then the people who have interviewed about the meal run them down. Oh, no, I didn't think that was a very good meal. I mean, who the blooming hell do you think you are? How dare you go round to someone's house and slag off their cooking? I think it's horrendous. I think it's horrendous, that programme, and all the others, X Factor, the whole lot of them. Dreadful. Ghastly programmes where self-proclaimed judges sit there and slag off people's dancing. I hate it. Anyway, she was one of those type of hosts on Love Island and I think some other... I don't know what else. I knew nothing really about her. I knew the name, and she's killed herself, you see. She killed herself the other day. The story is she supposedly, I think, beat up. I don't know the exact story. I wouldn't like to say. It sounds like she, from what I've read, she supposedly beat up her boyfriend or something, and it went to court. That's what I understand. The newspapers came down on her like a ton of bricks, and now she's killed herself. That's basically what happened. But like you, I mean, I don't really know much about her at all. It's not the sort of programme that the over 50s watch. We don't like that. I mean, yeah, and this is the third person that's killed themselves. That's something to do with Love Island. 2 contestants and her. And it was a bloke on the radio said, it's nothing to do with the programme. Oh, really? What, 3 people? How many people killed themselves who were on Are You Being Served? Or Dad's Army? Or Mastermind? Answer? None. None of them. It's this reality thing. It is. It's this reality TV thing. That's the problem. Wasn't there one on Big Brother as well? They seem to go a bit mad. There was an Asian guy, I think, from Scotland who was gay. This is some years ago, and he went a bit mad, didn't he? He wanted to sue the TV company for turning him mad and all that. This is what this sort of programme is doing to people. And, of course, what was that awful one in the morning? He's not on anymore, is he? Jeremy Kyle. Bloke killed himself on there as well. This never happened to programmes in the 70s, 80s. I don't know. Are You Being... what's that one? Bless This House, something like that. Keeping Up Appearances. The Good Life. You didn't see in the news a couple of days later, so-and-so from Keeping Up Appearances has killed themselves. No, it's this type of programme that's doing it to people. It's absolutely awful. And this is what the young people like. They want all this stuff on the telly. It wouldn't be on there if they didn't want it. Awful. So, no, Mikey, I don't know much about it either. I just know the bits I've read about in the news. There you go. Mick says it's sad, but thousands of people die from taking their own lives. Depression is a killer. Oh, it absolutely is. Thank you. Dr. Gregorian is going to give me a virtual super chat of £1 million. We do need, just a moment, a very large super chat to help my church at the moment, my old childhood church. So we are requesting today a super chat of, I don't know how much it's going to be, but it's kind of tens of thousands. My old little boy church, where I've started playing the organ twice a month now, is in desperate need of a bit of a makeover. Seriously, I'll have to take some pictures for you. The paint, it's ever so sad really, the paint is peeling off the walls and they can't afford to do it. I think they're trying to kind of save up by taking a little bit out of the collection plate each week and kind of saving up a bit like that. 1 minute. Saving up a little bit like that to collect the money together for the paint. But I gather it's something like £60,000 to £70,000 that they need. So if anyone's watching today, boys and girls, who could possibly send a super chat, and I promise you, or by PayPal, I promise you every single penny will get to that church. Every could do with a new organ as well. Actually, to be honest, while we're at it, let's call it 90,000, shall we? Oh, why bother with it? 100,000. It's not a lot to ask. There's one or two of you out there, and I know you are, who £100,000 means nothing to them. Means nothing to them, you know. So if you could possibly see yourself in sending a £100,000 super chat in order to get my church painted again, so it's nice and spick and span for the 20s, for the 2020s, then that would be very nice of you to do so. So there's going out a wide appeal today for St. Joseph's Church in Roehampton to collect a little bit of a super chat together. £100,000 should cover it. If you want to put any more in, that's fine as well. I mean, I could do with a little bit of carpet behind the organ, to be honest. You know. Thank you very much. Dr. Gregorian is going to send me £1 million one. Well, I haven't seen it pop up yet. You know, I've got the jingle standing by for when you... In fact, if you send us £1 million, Dr. Gregorian, I'll play the jingle twice for you, okay? Gling, gling, like that. All right. Mick says I look tired. I don't feel tired at all, Mick. I want to wash your eyes out, mate, or put your glasses on. Tired? You must be joking. How can I be tired? Not tired. Not tired. Thank you, Fran. Good morning to Sean Pye. Good morning, young Sean. All right to you, sir. Sean was very generous yesterday. He bought Heidi a T-shirt, which is waiting to go down to the post office a little bit later. Good morning to Info Scuba Diving. Morning to you. Morning, Info, baby. Let's just scroll. Oops, we've jumped down a little bit there. One moment, please. Scrolling down there. Where are we now? Roy the Boy. Good morning, Roy the Boy. Welcome to the show, Roy. Hello to lovely Claire. Good morning, Claire. You got close on the bingo last night. I don't know if you were playing or not. I didn't quite win, though. But I noticed your name slowly creeping up to the top and then it went down again. But that's just how the bingo goes, isn't it? Good morning to the lovely John Aitken. Morning, Joe. Welcome along to you. Paul and... Oh, there we are. Oh, Paul and Lou live on the River Severn. The town is flooded. Oh. Last week, the council has decided to lend the flood barriers to a town in Yorkshire, and that town has flooded. Oh, dear. How awful. Thank you. Dr. Gugon, the machine sorts the letters. They should make a third-class post. Nothing could get there at all then, would it? Mind you, I've got great faith in the post office. Not a lot goes missing. It's frustrating when something does. You know, when you send stuff out. Sean is waiting for a T-shirt, which I'm desperately hoping is going to arrive to him this week. But occasionally stuff goes missing. Mick lost a key ring the other week, and Shania also has lost a key ring. Actually, when I think about it, it's not an awful lot that goes missing, but now and again stuff does seem to go missing, or an empty envelope arrived. An empty envelope arrived at Shania's place. There was nothing in it. You know, but I find them best, the post office. The worst one, I think, has got to be Yodel. They've just lost another one of my parcels. It's not the first time. You know, they've just lost a parcel. Let's have a look. Claire has got flood barriers too in Leatherhead. Not as bad as a few years ago, but there's a lot of water everywhere, as there is here. Actually, there's an awful lot of water here in the fields. Not so much, but I went out yesterday to put some stuff in the bin. The garden is absolutely saturated. You know, you squelch as you walk over it. It's horrible. Michael likes come dine with me. You see, I don't like the slagging off of people's meals. They've gone through all that preparation. Okay, it might not be the best meal in the world. And I know that's the programme. The programme is you go and have a meal and then you talk about it. But the way I don't always go along with honesty. No. You know, if I was honest, every time someone come up to sing at a karaoke, they wouldn't come back. I tell you that now, Michael. No, I think there are times when you should keep your mouth shut and stop criticising people all the time. Unless, of course, they're a celebrity or someone like that. Luke's arrived as well. A very good morning to you, Luke. Oh, Fran's just... Oh my God. A star has just sent me a £5 super chat. thank you, Jackie Can. She's just sent me a £5 super chat. Jackie Can was on Stars in Her Eyes, I think, with when Leslie Crowther was still doing it, and she does an Alison Moyet tribute, as well as singing other stuff as well. And she is just hilarious. Jackie, who's with us this morning, thank you very so much, Jackie. It's very kind of you to... Is that for the sandwiches? Jackie and I, not recently, but Jackie and I worked together quite a few times, me doing the DJing and pushing her buttons and her coming on the stage. And she was a big fan of sandwiches. And one... And one time at the place in Clapham that we were both working at, while she came off with her first number, I arranged an entire plate of sandwiches to come through the crowd and be handed to her while she was singing. And she took the plate, oh, I love those. And while she's singing, she's eating these sandwiches. Absolutely hilarious. Thank you ever so much, Jackie. That's really kind, dear. Can't believe a fellow star, an international celebrity, has sent me a £5 super chat. Jackie, can I send you one of these or something? Or a super chat badge? We got super chat badges or key rings for your £5. I'd like to send you one of those. I always like to send someone something if they've sent a super chat in. Or you can have stickers. Where's the stickers? I always... Or stickers. What would you like, darling? If you just email me your postal address, Jack... That's if you want them. You don't have to have them. If you don't want them, then it's just a tip, and that's fine as well. But if you email me your full postal address there, I can put one in the post for you, and then you can show everyone when you go and see them around the various many venues that you participate at. All right, thank you very much for that. Good morning to Heidi. Morning, Heidi. Mike and Mike says we were stronger mentally when we were younger. Oh, I think so, and I think that's something to do with the universities as well. I think the universities are doing something to young people's brains that make them like snowflakes and not able to deal with life, basically. I'm sure that's what's going on there. Good morning to Rachel. A very good morning to Rachel this morning. All for a good cause. Thank you, Jackie. Let's have a look. Oh, Jackie, was the £5 for the church? I beg your pardon, darling. We're looking for £1 million for the church, Jackie. I mean, you must have a little bit, £1 million or so stuffed into that bank account of yours, my love. There we are. Good. Lots of people saying hello to Jackie. So thank you very much for that, my darling. All right. Hello to iPod. Is it iPod? Hello from Canada, where it's 2:36 in the morning in Canada. We are a late night show in Canada, but don't worry. If you have any trouble going to sleep over there in Canada at this time of the morning, don't worry. Just watch the show for another 10 minutes or so, and it will send you off like that. No problem at all. All righty. A very good morning to let's just get that text up. Someone sent in a text. Okay. By the way, if you're able to type on the sheen, you don't need to send a text in as well for the church. Okay, that'll go in the church collection plate then. Next week I'm playing the organ there. So next week I'll be playing the organ there. Simon Info Scuba Diving says, take a look at the photos of the flooding at our place. Oh, is it bad, is it? I just sent you on Facebook Messenger. Spent a few hours bailing out the barn, but the animals are all safe. So he's got terrible trouble with the floods. And we saw it all on the news once again today, various different places, didn't we? Let's have a little look at Simon's thing there. Which will be a bit difficult while I'm doing this show, I think. Attachment unavailable, it says. Okay, whatever you've sent hasn't come through. It says unavailable. Okay. I don't usually refer to like private messages while I'm doing that, but I couldn't see that, I'm afraid. Claire's bought some Linda McCartney sausages to try for the first time today. Oh, I hope you like those, Claire. You'll find that a lot of fat comes out. Okay, do a grill. Don't fry. Grill, and put some silver foil underneath. Otherwise, it'll all they're a little bit greasy. If you cook them right, they'll be fine. But you need to put them on a grill rather than in a frying pan. A lot of grease does come out of those. Fran says, a breeding ground for snowflakes. That's what universities are. Oh, I agree, Fran. Never used to be. an absolute breeding ground for snowflakes. You see, I think what happens at universities are they are told they can have and be whatever they want. And then they go into the wide world and they find life isn't really like that. And they scream and they shout and they cry and they're pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Never known anything like it. Hello to Billy B. A very good morning to Billy B. I think you're new, aren't you? Welcome along to the show, Billy. Whereabouts are you, sir? Shania's been doing church work since 7:30 this morning. So you take a break, Shania. Do bring the PP in as well to the show today. I'm sure he will be happy enough to watch the show as well. Perhaps I could sing a hymn this morning. I haven't decided yet. I might sing a hymn tonight. Might sing a hymn. Okay. So we got the floods on the TV. As I say, I was watching the floods on the TV this morning. And I did feel sorry. There was a young family on there who had just bought a house in November. And they were now in some sort of flood safe house. You know when the policeman had not, or whoever had knocked on his door and said, "We've got to evacuate you. There's a good chance you're going to be flooded." And they were in some sort of hall, I don't know, a school or something like that. And they were being interviewed. And he said, "Well, we only bought the house in November, and the estate agent assured me that it would never flood here." But you see, you have to be so careful with these estate agents. They will tell you anything. Never take people like that for what they say. You know, because they lie. They lie and they lie and they lie to get your money out of you. And that's the same with everything. Do your research first. The best one is buying a new caravan. Watch out for that. I'm on a couple of caravan Facebook groups. And the amount of lies that are told, with people being told, "Oh, you can live in it all year round," and then they buy the thing and they find they can only work for 10 and nothing's written down. They don't get it in writing, you see. Nothing's written down. It's all hearsay. Oh, but the salesman told me, "Oh, well, that salesman's not here anymore, and you can only stay 10 months of the year." It's a bit like that, really. Yeah, watch out. You buy anything at all, don't always take the salesman's pitch. Don't always take the salesman pitch. Do your research first, unless it's sort of a young Saturday person, because they're pretty clued up about what they're doing. You know, I used to go. It's a great shame that Maplin's went, but if I wanted to go to Maplin's and I didn't quite know what I was buying, if you see what I mean, I would seek out the young Saturday type person who would be really into gadgets and things, and I would ask that person about things, and they would give you an honest answer. But never ever take Salmon's thing for granted. Okay. Billy's in Cleethorpes. In Cleethorpes. Yeah, I did do a karaoke there for a while in Cleethorpes. Do you know, I can't remember the name of the bar for the life of me. But it was on the seafront. I say the seafront. There's two roads. There's a road on the seafront, which is just like car parking, and then there's one sort of up the hill. It was along there. Silhouette. It was called Silhouette. I did the whole summer season at Silhouette Bar doing the karaoke, which was okay. It was okay up there. It got quieter, of course, as the season went on. That's just how it goes. But yes, it was all right in there. Yeah, nice little dirt. I don't think I'd go back there because I found it interfered with my time up north. So I applied for this little job as soon as I knew it became available, and I got it. I went up there. Lovely bloke called Lee, ever such a nice person. And it was okay at first, but as time went on, I found it was interfering with my time that I was spending up there. So rather than go up there, which I usually do, not at the moment because the site's closed for a couple of months, Tuesday, so I go up there Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and come back Friday. So get Tuesday, Wednesday. Come Thursday, I'm in work mode, yeah, because I've got to do the karaoke on the Thursday night. And after about 2 months, I thought, I wish I hadn't taken this job now. I did think that, but once I've been given a job, I won't leave it. I don't leave it, and unless something goes disastrously wrong. Fortunately, or unfortunately for the bar, I suppose. Fortunately, as soon as the season ends, it went dead. It went dead, and they said we're going to have to let you go because there's just hardly anyone here, which was obvious to me. Didn't need to tell me that, so that was fine. That was fine. But I don't think I'd take another job up there unless it was sort of something completely different, like a radio job. I'll probably take a radio job or something like that up there, or something like that, you know. But not another karaoke job. I'm quite happy at my karaoke nights in London, when they're lively. That is, not when they're boring. It was boring Friday. Oh my God, it was awful. Awful. I don't know what was going on in there Friday. There was something missing on Friday. Something definitely missing. And you must never show that while you're actually doing the job. You know, you've got to try and keep smiling and keep lively. But yeah, there was something wrong on Friday night, and I actually can't put my finger on it, to be honest. It's one of those things, you know. One of those things. Let's have a look there. Has the caravan floated? No, there doesn't seem to be a flooding problem where my caravan is. Thank you for asking. Michael, you can always sing if you want to. You've never offered to sing. Michael, perhaps you'd like to do a duet with me. How about Endless Love? You and me can gaze into each other's eyes. Couldn't we? My love, there's only you in my life. Now, would you be doing the woman Diana's part or Lionel's part? That is the question. I think you probably do Diana's part, to be honest, Michael. I get that impression. You're a bit feminine, my love. Good morning to Brendan Brady fan. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Mikey Mike never went to university. No, neither did I. Left secondary school in June 77 at 17. Got a factory job 4 months later. Yeah, I left school 18. I stayed for a year, which, to be honest, was a complete waste of time. Didn't get anything else in that other year, but I was a bit afraid to go out into the world, really, and do stuff. Rachel says, Comic Con this Sunday, Springfield's Event Centre in Spalding. Oh, is that like comics like The Dandy and all, like collector's comics? A lot of people do that, don't they? Collect comics and things like that. Good morning to Rowan. Couldn't sleep. So he's up early this morning. Morning, young Rowan. Welcome along to our little show there. Good. So, yes, as I say, the floods on the TV, and this estate agent told him it wouldn't flood. It was very sad. He only had a little... He was quite young. He was one of those young fathers, you know, who, unfortunately, I would fancy. I do quite like young fathers. I'm sorry, that's just how I am. It is my little weakness. And he had his two or three children, I think they had there, and... I didn't see a missus, which is good news for me, really. I shall look him up a little bit later and send her, do you need a new mother? Something like that. Good. I haven't seen many random acts of kindness happening there this morning. Very disappointed. Come on, what random acts of kindness are you going to do? Don't be sitting there. Oh, I ain't doing anyone no random acts of kindness. No one does anything for me. No, you mustn't think like that. You must do a random act of kindness this morning. Random act of kindness. What is it going to be? That is the question for you this morning. Okay? As I say, the letters went off this morning. The parcel's going off a little bit later on today. Anyone see Doctor Who last night? It was all right. It was all right. I found Doctor Who last night a bit boring, to be honest, until the lone Cyberman came on. Delete. But he looked like he hadn't been finished. You know? The Cyberman looked like he hadn't quite been finished, and he was still transitioning from human being to Cyberman. And when he come on, I kind of perked up a bit and thought, oh, this isn't too bad after all. But... and he wasn't on until the last sort of 15 minutes. But up to that, I thought it was a little bit boring last night, to be honest. Doctor Who, I don't know if anyone else saw that there. Some stories for you this morning. If you're going to Heathrow Airport, well, I hope that's working this morning. Shania stayed at secondary school until 18. She's got A-levels. University, she tried, but it didn't work out. She didn't like university, Shania, so she left. So Shania, did that cost you money? Or did you lose money by... I don't know how it works. None of us, myself or my sister, didn't, and I have to say, waste time. I have to say it, I'm sorry. I think a lot of time is wasted at university. Blooming loads of kids moaning that they've got no money. You know why that is? Because they've spent it all on drink and drugs, that's why. They go out the weekend, they spend it all on drink and drugs. Oh, I've got nothing to eat. We've been out all weekend, that's why. They can't control their spending. They have no idea. But did you lose money at universities, Shania? Because I know that you went, it's a couple of years ago now, wasn't it? You went and you stopped going. So does that mean you or perhaps your dad lost money? Would you be willing to say how much if you did? Because I don't know. She's happy where she is now. Fran hasn't watched the Doctor Who yet. Oh well. Unlucky, Fran. I've told you now. I haven't told you what happens in it. Good morning to Jack. Good day to Jack, who wishes us all good and we're not in the floods. But Heathrow Airport. Well, I hope they've sorted out this by the time some of you get on your plane today. Heathrow Airport struggled with a technical issue that has left thousands of passengers not knowing the gate numbers for their flights and others missing their trips entirely. This is in this morning's Daily Mirror. Numerous airlines were hit by the glitch, including British Airways. We'll take more care of you. Fly the flag, fly the flag. And this happened at Heathrow. Staff were forced to use whiteboards and pens to inform passengers about the details of their journey. British Airways, the biggest airline at Heathrow, cancelled 20 flights. At about 10:30 last night, Heathrow said the issues had been resolved and systems are returning to normal. Travellers took to... here they go again. The travellers took to social media to complain about their disruption, with some saying they'd been delayed by up to 10 hours. Oh, for God's sake, honestly, moaning and moaning and moaning. One bloke from South Africa described the situation as a total mess and was forced to wait on the tarmac for over an hour after arriving from Hamburg for a connecting flight. That's actually sitting on a plane waiting is the worst thing. It's bad enough when you're in that airport waiting for your numbers to come up or your plane to take off, something like that. The worst thing is sitting on the plane. That is horrendous. And often they're not able to turn on the air conditioning, and it gets horrendously hot on a plane if the air conditioning is not working. Hotter and hotter and hotter, and for some unbeknown reason, you're not allowed to get off the plane either. I've said so many times before, I hate flying. I absolutely hate it. It is the most inconvenient way of transport. You are told what to do. You've got to go there. You've got to go there. And then when there's a problem on the plane, you're not allowed off the plane. Not allowed off the plane. So you sit there sweating, getting hotter and hotter. It's awful. Awful. That really is the worst thing. Sitting on the plane waiting for something to happen. You're better off sitting in the gates, that little area where the gate happens. This bloke claims many passengers missed their flights after being given the wrong information, including one French passenger who totally lost his head after being told his plane had taken off. Well, I mean, you would do, wouldn't you? Would do. He told the Mirror lots of people are going around the airport looking totally lost. People don't know what's going on or whether their flight or not has been delayed. Awful. So they didn't know what gate to go for. You just imagine these people running around. Because it's just not a small place, Heathrow. Not small at all. Although it's quite well laid out. Bangkok Air. I think it's Bangkok Airline. Is that Bangkok, Thailand? I've flown into there a couple of times on the way to Australia. And that's a big airport. And if you're going to Australia from the UK, you kind of stops there for a little while. And I don't know if we changed... I think we changed planes as well, somehow. I think we changed planes. And you get off at one gate, and then you've got like an hour or something break before you get on the plane again. The only thing is, the gates are like miles apart. And you get off there and you walk around. By the time you've found... First of all, you have to find the other gate. The security was a bit lacking there the last time I went as well. So my bag went through. Of course, if you're getting off and on, and you take a bag with you, they do it as you come off. They do it as you get on again. And I'd got off the plane or got on the... I can't even remember now. I've got on the plane perhaps. And I've gone to this little place with a bag. You put your bag on the thing and it's going on this conveyor belt. These two little people there. Tiny, tired people are very small. And it's going through and all of a sudden it stops. And they're waving like mad at each other. Oh, I don't know what they were saying to you. And, laptop. Laptop. And then, it's okay. Put it through. That was the security there. So really awful, really awful. Mick's random act of kindness today is not to say that Barry's crap. Thank you very much, Mick. It's very kind of you, dear. I might do Barry Manilow tonight just to upset you. I haven't done that for a few weeks, have I? My stay one. Just being on here every day is a random act of kindness, says Mandy. Rachel, they've got special guests at the comic place. People from Star Wars, Harry Potter, etc. So that's interesting, isn't it? That's the old comic fairs and things like that. People go on Star Trek things as well, don't they? Everyone dresses up in the Star Trek uniforms and whatever. I don't think I'd look very good in those skin-tight black trousers that they wear on there somehow. There we go. Shania on the subject of the universities. Cost me a little bit, nowhere near the amount I could have been. If I left a day earlier, it would have cost me an extra £2,000. A day later would have cost you an extra £2,000. So lucky, really. Still paying it back now. But you weren't happy, Shania, so you came out of it. Good. Good on you. Happiness has no price, you know. Happiness, you did the right thing, I think, darling, okay? I probably would have hated university as well. Sitting there all smoking their blooming drugs and, just awful, not for me. And even when you're doing the learning stuff, I mean, I can't think of anything more boring. Sitting in some great big hall, listening to someone reeling off lines and joining all these little left-wing groups to start upsetting everyone else, dear, sticking themselves to lampposts all over the place. Dreadful. Absolutely ghastly, dear. Jack has done his random act of kindness when Ross took his Great Dane for a walk. I did some work in his front garden. There you go. Little random act of kindness there. Well done. Rowan likes the jacket. Oh, really? A lot of people don't like this one. They say it's untidy, but I'm trying to be a little bit more colourful occasionally, all right? There you are. The Bell is in the house. LaBelle is in the house. And we need to congratulate LaBelle today. It is her 7-year dragversary. Oh, yes, I've watched that. And if it's okay with you, LaBelle, I'm not even going to ask. I'm going to show them a couple of pictures that I've grabbed from LaBelle. So we need to wish LaBelle congratulations. It's her 7-year drag anniversary. From what I worked out, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, LaBelle, you've been doing drag for 7 years. I've grabbed 2 pictures off your Facebook page this morning. Here's the first one. There you go. Ain't she beautiful? Look at that. 7th drag anniversary of LaBelle. That is LaBelle, who's with us this morning and is often with us for the show because she sleeps really funny times. There she is there. And there's another picture there of LaBelle. Isn't she beautiful? In New York. Look at that. Look at that, ladies. You can only dream of looking that good, can't you, eh? Absolutely stunning. So, happy anniversary to you, LaBelle, today. I wonder if you'll be doing anything to celebrate at all, your anniversary, huh? Do let us know. We want to know what you're doing today. I am today her emerald-eyed Chris and your amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat of Magic. I close my eyes, drew back the curtain, to see for certain, what I thought I knew. That one. Mandy, thank you, Mandy. What an excellent idea. My random act of kindness today will be singing Barry Manilow, especially for Mick. I like that. What an excellent idea, Mandy. And you can be standing behind him. And if he says anything derogatory, you know what to do, my love. Lots of people wishing LaBelle congratulations today. Wonder Woman, Gavin Bass, wonderful. Rowan, Mandy, look at this. Look at this. Claire, Jack, everyone wishing you well today, LaBelle. Heidi, look at that. Mick, wonderful. Claire says, I feel sorry for students these days having to pay for their education. I spent 5 wonderful years at art college and it was all paid for me. I even got a grant. Yeah, well, you never used to have to pay for all that stuff. Never did. There you go. LaBelle's crying now. Don't you cry with those beautiful eyes of yours. You are absolutely stunning drag queen, darling. Stunning. Funnily enough, talking to drag queens, I just got to the end of AJ and the Queen last night. There's a second series coming, not till next year, unfortunately. AJ and the Queen on Netflix. My God, did I bawl my eyes out last night. Wonderful. Wonderful. Anyone else has seen that? I don't know. But it's a wonderful program. Very warm and entertaining. AJ and the Queen on Netflix. All right, watch that. Yeah, and I watched the last one last night. Well, I needed my tissues. I'm terrible at sad, nice things on the telly. I always start blooming crying, don't I? Thank you. I'm sorry, Michael. What do you mean no singing of Barry tonight? I will sing him now just to upset you. My voice has come back now, so I will be able to blast that out with extra harmonies. Mick, if it makes you happy to stick your little thumbs down, you feel happy to do that, darling. You feel happy. If it's enough thumbs down, I'll just give up, I think, really. There's no point in me doing it if it just continues to upset people. And then what you're going to do, Mick? You'll have nothing to complain about. Can you just imagine that, my love? You'll have to find some lesser known little channel to put your comments on, my love. Good morning to Adam the plumber. Morning to Adam. Did I send you a message? The 25th, that week I can't do. Matt. But it doesn't matter. You know, you go and see it and that's fine. Go and see it. What was the show? I was trying to remember what the show was last night and I can't remember what it was. Can't remember what the show was that you mentioned. Adam the plumber and his other half have been to see another show in the West End this week. I like to watch on YouTube bad plane landings. Does anyone like to do that? I don't know why. Perhaps there's a little bit of sickness in my head that makes me want to do that. Not necessarily bad landings, but planes that have difficulty landing. And there's one mentioned in the Metro this morning, of course, to do with Storm Dennis that was happening yesterday. And in the Metro, you've got just go on the Metro and have a look at the metro.co.uk. It can be difficult driving a car in strong winds, so spare a thought for the pilot of the world's biggest passenger jet, so it must be an A380, I guess, which came into land sideways at Heathrow Airport in winds of 91 mile an hour yesterday. The Etihad Airways A380 was battling fierce winds caused by Storm Dennis as it touched down with a bit of a wobble, but with nobody being harmed on board. Many aeroplanes struggled to land with one or two aborted landings, and you can see a lot of these on YouTube. Just type in aborted plane landings or bad plane landings, and you'll come out with a whole host of videos of, and you have to praise some of these pilots. My God, the different weathers that they land in. Now, when it comes to plane landings, I think it is. I'm not sure if it's done automatically or it's done automatically up to a point, if you see what I mean. I'm not sure that the computer can deal with all situations. For example, the really bad winds that there were yesterday. Presumably at some point in the future they will be able to do so. But why else do we have pilots on there if computers can do the whole work? I don't think they can. I think they can do it to a certain point, but not the whole thing. Perhaps you know different about this. It says that hundreds of flights had to be cancelled, affecting 25,000 passengers, and the chaos is expected to have a knock-on effect today. Flights were grounded for safety reasons. But there really is a fantastic video, and that is in the Metro. But as I say, you know, if you ever want to look at anything like that, and I watched that landing just before I came on this morning, and this plane comes in. So if that's the runway, the plane comes in like this, right, sideways, like that, and then it gets down, and then he turns it to just sort of roll down the runway and slam on the brakes or whatever they want to do. It's very, very clever, really. Amazing. I quite like it when there's a little bit of turbulence and there's loads of people screaming and thinking they're going to die. Is that a sick thing? Is that something I should seek professional help about there, perhaps? LaBelle has got a sold-out brunch in New York City. Yes, I saw that advertised yesterday. They have brunch shows. I don't think we have those here. We used to. Before we had 24-hour pubs, there used to be a drag show generally at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, certainly at the Black Cat where I worked, although I only did that gig once. I wasn't the Sunday afternoon DJ. He couldn't make it that day. His name was David Rosen, very good friend of mine. But LaBelle does a brunch, or did a brunch in New York City. then dashed home to get ready for a Valentine's Latin fusion dance party at the place where LaBelle made her debut 7 years ago on February the 15th. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm sure you had a really good night there. Wonderful. Mandy says, I'm not the only one that likes to watch those plane things. We just go out to Bristol Airport and watch it live. Oh, wow. But when it's really windy and you see how these pilots land the planes, it is amazing. But how much of that is computer or not, I don't know. I'm not sure. Good morning, Yvonne Lemon. Good morning, young Yvonne. Welcome to our little show, darling. We've got the raffle coming up very, very shortly as well this morning, boys and girls. You've been collecting your raffle tickets all week, and I shall be doing the raffle. We've got the raffle cam now as well. There it is. Look at that. Raffle cam. All your tickets are standing by in the raffle cam, ready for picking. Ready for picking. Now, as always, boys. Oh, Mick, I've seen 2 plane crashes on the M1 motorway and one at Coventry. I now have a phobia with low-flying airplanes. Duck down if you see one, Mick. Duck down if you see one, okay? It just goes to show that this programme, we are an influencer, boys and girls, on this programme. Did I or did I not mention the new James Bond theme the other day by Billie Eilish? Did I not mention that? Well, people, the bowl cam is working, darling. The bowl cam is working. Well, we have got the tune to #1 single-handedly on this programme. Billie Eilish in the Metro again this morning has blessed us all. She is set for her first UK #1 with the new Bond theme, No Time to Die. It's quite nice. It's very, very Bond. It sounds like a James Bond theme. She's only 18, the youngest artist to record a Bond theme song, and we're all proud parents, it says here. No Time to Die is battling reigning #1, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd for the spot, but in Sunday's first look, Billie has pipped The Weeknd, which is the present #1, to the post. We need to wait now until Friday, though, for the official result. So there you go, you see. The power of United Kingdom Talk. We just mentioned something. We have, I'll get a little call later from Billie personally thanking me for all my work that I've put into assisting her get to #1 position in the charts. Fantastic. Check out the story. Hello, Steve. Good morning to you, Steve. John Wilding Lancing Plane. What's that then? Let's just type that in and see what comes up. John, what is it? Wilding Lancing Plane. Let me type that up and see what that is. Okay, I'll have a little look at that later. So, is that something to do with the World War II? Something to do... Oh, it's World War II thing. So I'll have a little look at that later. Thank you, Steve. And good morning to you, young Steve. Hope you're well. We'll be turning up at the karaoke soon, my love. Good morning to Mick's Mowers. Morning, young Mick. Welcome to our little show, young Mick. All right. Adam, the player me and Royston went to was called Juliet, which is kind of a carry-on from Romeo and Juliet, and they really enjoyed it. And don't worry, it's not in Shakespearean. Oh, I can't understand Shakespearean, dear. I didn't have a clue what was going on when we were doing it at school, let alone in now, when I'm older. Romeo, it's another language, isn't it? How can anyone understand that? And why would you want to anyway? Why hasn't anyone converted those Shakespeare stories into proper English, what we talk nowadays, innit? Huh? That's what we need. It needs to all be converted. I don't understand any of it. So he enjoyed that show. LaBelle lives by an airport. They fly awfully low. I swear you can see the passengers inside. Well, give them a wave, dear. You could do a show. You could do a show out on your balcony or something. Be nice, wouldn't it? I'm going to sing tonight. Barry, we're going to do Stay. Do you remember where I used to be? I shall be singing that live tonight to the millions of viewers all over the world, just to give little Mick another chance to do a thumbs down and try and get all his people together. Oh, let's do a thumbs down, because he's got nothing else to do, dear. God's sake, man. Mandy waves at the pilots, does she? You don't wave at them with knickers or something like that, Mandy. You take off your knickers and wave them like that in the air. Aye. Mike plans lanes with their nose to the wind and then straighten up just before they touch the runway. It's very good. Good night, Trevor. Trevor's on his way to bed. Good night, Trevor. Adam, it's the alternative ending in Romeo and Juliet. Haven't died. It's all set to modern dance and song. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's not Shakespearean at all. It's all done in proper English, what you can understand, innit? Yes. Okie doke. Boys and girls, let's do the raffle, shall we? Let's now swap over. I've got another microphone over there as well now. So that should work a little bit better. Raffle cams. There we go. The raffle cams are standing by. Oh, I should have put a stool over there to do this. Hang on, let me take this plug out here so I can move around a little bit more. There we go. Put the waste paper basket nicely emptied over there. It's time for the raffle. Okay, who's going to win? Trouble is, I've got to bend down here for you to be able to see me. Right. Oh dear, I should have brought a stool in to do this. Never mind, we'll do it anyway. Right, here's the tickets. You can see these tickets. Let me see over there. Can I see what I'm doing there? Yeah, you can see. So the idea is you can see my hand moving the tickets around, right? For those that say, oh, it's all a fix, it's all a fix, it's all a fix. Well, you can't now because you can see me looking straight at the camera, right? And moving the tickets around. Now, this means also that I can't keep an eye on the tickets so they don't jump out. But let's have a drum roll and we'll see who's won this week's raffle. Where's my drum roll? One moment, please. Drum roll. Here we go, here we go. Are you ready? Someone's about to win the 2020 Fridge Magnets. I'm picking a ticket randomly now, and here it is. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Ticket number 223. Okay. Ticket number 223. Ticket number the raffle cam. You like the raffle cam, don't you? You like the raffle cam. Okay, 229. Who is 223? Who is 223? 223. Oh, Mick, you are king of the thumbs down, my darling. King of the thumbs down. What do you mean turn around? Was I not the right way round? Hang on a minute. Where's raffle cams? I was that way, and the raffle things was that way. I was the right way round, wasn't it? Claire saw her number whizzing past there, didn't you, Claire? Sorry, Claire. We didn't get yours. I know who it is. Let's see if they know who it is. See, you don't write down your numbers, do you? I could just be making this up. It's a good job I put the names on the back, innit? I did think, actually, about not writing the names down. We get through it a lot quicker if I could just read out your numbers. Say, I don't know, Claire 222, Mick 223, Sojo 224. But then, what could happen then is that someone says, oh, that's my one, and then I've got no proof. Because someone would do that, I guarantee you. Or 5 people would do that, and they think it's funny. And it just confuses it. Mick had 220. Oh, Mick was close then. Anyone else? Anyone else? Let's have a look. Morning, Colin K. Joining us today. Colin K. Anyone? Jack was 224. Were you, Jack? Okay, who's 223? Have we missed one of Dr. Gregorian's messages? Didn't see it, mate. Didn't see it. It's gone way past that now. Way past. We can't see everything. You know that, Dr. Gregorian. Write it again. Write it again. All right, we'll wait to see if someone claims that prize. Meanwhile, Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. I want to dance with somebody who loves me. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba. Well, in the metro, again, lots of stories in the metro today. I was struggling with stories today. It was all about poor Caroline Flack and also the storms, really. But we've got a few bits and pieces. Whitney Houston fans can expect to be blown away. Morning, Luke Trott. Morning, Luke. By the late singer's hologram tour. This is great. A hologram. I would like to see a show done in hologram. I've not seen something like that before. Whitney Houston fans can expect to be blown away by the late singer's hologram tour, which is promised to look so much better than that of Tupac Shakur. What is Tupac Shakur? Is that a place? I don't know what that is. At Coachella. An Evening with Whitney Houston tour will start in the UK on the 25th of February. And it will see a digitalised version of the singer who died in February 2012. 8 years ago, that is now. That's scary, isn't it? How long ago that is? 8 years ago, Whitney died. Alongside, and it's going to be alongside backing singers and dancers. A hologram of Whitney. I'd like to see this. When the tour was first announced last year, it divided fans with some loving the idea of being able to enjoy a so-called live Whitney performance again, while others weren't convinced that a hologram would give justice to her phenomenal music legacy. But the tour's director and choreographer promises that the team have taken great care to honour Whitney's memories and are confident fans will be proud of the show. So that would be really interesting to see that. To see how good it is. I'm a big fan of the Whitney ballads because she can do them well. You know, the amount of people that come onto the stage and sing. You see, this is when often I talk about depressing ballads. They're not depressing if they're sung well. And there are very few people that can sing a ballad well. They're awful. Awful. If you're going to sing a power ballad, you need to have power behind your voice. Don't whisper it because it won't work. Doesn't work. You end up just making it blooming depressing, especially if it's badly out of tune. And I'm afraid most karaoke singers cannot sing ballads. It's just awful. Whitney, of course, can sing ballads. And I would like to see this hologram show from Whitney, which starts on the 25th, is it? The 25th. I don't know where it is now. Let's see if we can get some dates there. It's a 12-date tour, an evening with Whitney. I bet all the tickets are gone now, are they, I suppose? Let's have a look if we can buy tickets. Evening with Whitney. An evening... Oh, silly me. One moment, please. An evening with Whitney tickets. An evening with Whitney tickets. Music event in Leeds, is it? I'm not finding too much about that. First direct. Find tickets. Okay. Find tickets. Oh, Whitney Houston. Let's have a look. Whitney Houston. No, nothing. Oh, there we go. Book now. Let's have a look. Let's have a look where we can go. Full price tickets, 40 quid. Wow. Or £51, £63, which does seem a little bit much. Let's see. Can we get... Oh, £74 in the front. Are there any, though? Let's have a look. See. What is... Oh, there's one on its own there. Row B. Where's that now? Row B. Second row back. 75 quid. Jesus. Now, where's that then? Oh, that's on Saturday the 29th in Leeds. Isn't there anywhere that's a bit closer than that? Are they all in Leeds? I suppose it looks like they're all in Leeds. I'm not very good at finding tickets, I must admit. I loved the first direct. Yes, it's all in Leeds. So I would imagine that's quite a difficult thing to set up, a hologram show. Well, it might be quite difficult to move that from venue to venue. Mind you, they seem to manage, don't they, with all these big shows that they put on. They just go from one place to the other the next day. I don't know how they do that. When I've been to the Barry Manilow concerts, literally, you know, he finishes, right? And you're getting up from your seat and immediately people come and start taking the stage down, literally, as we're still leaving. They don't muck about. They go very, very quickly there. Let's just scroll down there. Let's see, where have we got there? Do you like it when there is turbulence while you're in the aeroplane? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I love it. I love it. I like to hear the screaming and shouting of people that think they're going to die. It amuses me greatly. The winning ticket is 223. 223 is a winning ticket. Who's got it? Come on. Are you there? I don't think they're there, actually. I'll read it out in a moment. 223 was the winning ticket, Yvonne. John saw Dusty Springfield hologram show. It was quite creepy, but I've seen Whitney in concert live in Glasgow in 1986, and it was incredible. So there we are, incredible show there. Mandy wants me to sing 2 Barry Manilow songs today because Michael told a porky about winning the raffle. Oh, there does need to be pain and suffering if you're going to start lying. We don't do lies on here, Michael. We don't do lies like all that time you told me that you fancied me. Lies, darling. Then I offered myself to you and you just run away. Very, 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 very disappointed. In future, Michael, when you win something, you're going to have a second-class stamp put on there instead of a first-class stamp, as pain and suffering must be dealt out. Sean Pye is in charge of pain and suffering on this channel. He is in charge of pain and suffering, Sean. Mick says Manilow's depressing. Yeah, not as much as your messages are, mate. Your messages are depressing, but I never mention that, do I? You know, it's not always a good idea to speak. Honesty is not always the best policy. Oh, well, I'll say what I think. No, not always, dear. Not always, my dear. I don't sit here and say what I think half the time. You'd be very surprised what I think about things. Well, you got 2 songs today, 2 Manilow songs today, Michael. Don't worry about missing them. I'll wait till you come in. I might do them back to back, actually, do 2 in a row. Can you just imagine the faces on the karaoke singers if I did 2 songs back to back? Oh, he's taking the mic now. It's because he's the host. He's pushed himself forward. You'd get all that. Oh, they're horrific, some of these blooming karaoke people. Moaning and moaning and moaning all the time, dear. Moaning, this, that and the other. John, Luther Vandross was amazing in concert. So many great singers have gone. Yes, they have, John. Yeah, they have. Mick, what sort of music do you like, actually, Mick, as a matter of interest? I'm interested now. Who are your top, perhaps, singing artists? Whose are your favourite artists? As a matter of interest, Mick, I want to know that. Rachel loves Whitney. I love the power ballad she does. You raise me up, bad. Not I will always love you. I hate that song with a vengeance because I've heard it sung badly so many times. So many times. The worst singers at karaoke nights are those that think they're fantastic singers. Seriously. They are the worst ones. Someone comes up and tells you how good they are at singing, then they're probably really bad. It's as simple as that. Again, look how relaxed I am this morning. I'm just sitting here being totally relaxed. Luther Vandross, Dance with My Father again. Oh, God, yeah. That's one, Mick. That's a lovely song. Da, 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 da. Oh, it always has me in floods of tears, that one, dear. When I hear that one, I can see my dad and mum dancing at Pontins holiday camps, doing waltzes and things like that. We used to go to Pontins a lot for holidays, and they'd have a band and they'd do that waltzes and things like that. And my mum and dad would get up and have a waltz. And I used to look at them and I thought, I wonder if I'll be doing that with someone one day. No, it hasn't happened, unfortunately. One of those things, isn't it? When I used to do mobile discos, did people's weddings and things like that, and they'd do the spotlight dance. I'd watch them dancing as a young man of 21, 22, 23. I was doing the mobile discos at weddings and that, and Endless Love, that was a good choice. The Lady in Red was another one. I can't think of the other one. There were 3 songs that come up time and time again. And I thought, I wonder when I'll be dancing with someone to a slow song or something like that. And it never happened for me, unfortunately. But like my nan says, you can't have everything, my boy. You can't have everything. Look at me. Look, I've got superstardom. That's my renowned international television personality, or from the BBC. From the BBC. But no partner. One of those things. Mandy, everyone should sing Barry Manilow tonight. I agree. LaBelle, Tupac was a legendary rap. Tupac. I get it now. Yeah, I get it now. That's who I am. We here in America don't want to see the Whitney Houston hologram show, so that's not for LaBelle there. Not for the LaBelle there. Tony. Is it Tony? Is it Tony? Are you sure it's Tony, Colin? How would you know that? Have you been taking note of everyone's numbers? Huh? Have you? Tony King, good morning, Tony. Tony, is this your raffle ticket number 223, Tony? Is it? Shania likes Shania Twain, same name. Thank you. Mick likes Erasure. Mick does like Whitney. Celine Dion. My favourite Celine Dion song, Mick, is Misled. It's not that played that often. Misled by Celine Dion, which I first heard when I was in America, actually. I was driving along the I-4 in Florida, and it came on the radio, and I fell in love with that song straight away. Misled. Ba, 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 ba. Do you know that one at all? Misled? Celine Dion. Shania Twain he likes. Anything Clubland. He also likes Erasure. Pet Shop Boys. Ba, 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 ba. And Simple Minds. I find their songs a little bit... some of their songs were a little bit depressing, but there we are. Colin checked Saturday morning show. Did you, Colin? Did you check? John's favourite singer was George Michael. Still can't believe he's gone. Yeah, that was a shock to all of us. Okay, so 223, ticket number 223, and the winner is Mr. Tony King. There you go, Tony. Okay. Tony King, you are the winner of one of our 2020 fridge magnets. Okay, Tony? Congratulations. If you just send me a little email there, and that will be straight in the post for you this morning. Okay. Mandy, people have told me that for 57 years. It's not true. There isn't someone for everyone. I'm sorry, that's how it is. That's how it. There is definitely not someone for everyone. There you go, Tony King. Congratulations. Round of applause for Tony King for winning ticket number 223 on the raffle this morning, all right? Well done, Tony. Very pleased for you, mate. Is that the first time you've won, Tony? I'm not sure it is. But if you email me your full postal address, and I shall get that off to you. Okay. Well done. Well done. Right. It's raffle ticket time, boys and girls. Let's start doing the raffle for next week. If you want a raffle ticket, please ask now. You're entitled to a raffle ticket for every single show that we do, boys and girls. Every show, you're entitled to a raffle ticket. 1 ticket per show. Don't ask for more than that, otherwise you'll be banned. Okay? You'll be banned from future raffles. So let's see, where are we going? We'll just wait for those tickets to pour in. The reason LaBelle says we don't want to see the show is because people feel like it's disrespectful to Whitney, her talent and legacy. Oh, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. If I was to die and someone put a hologram of me doing shows, I'd be quite happy with that, to be honest. But, you know, personal preference, I suppose. Right, here we go. One man and his Sprinter van in first today with ticket number 296. Thank you, Mr. One Man. Mike Rees Ponto, 297. One moment, please. Ooh. Mick needs a green magnet. Yeah, you might win next week, Mick. You never know. Michael Lawrence, 298. Michael Pullman, 299. John Aitken, 300. Sean Pye, 301. Oh, no. 291 for... Oh, the numbers are out of order. That doesn't matter, though. Irrelevant. Okay, 291 for Sean Pye. 292 for Fran. Scrolling. Jumped forward. Amelia, 293. Claire, 294. Gavin, 295. Now, where are we going now? Gavin, 295. Shania, 276. Tony King, 277. Colin, 278. Jumping around again. Diane, 279. Jack, 280. 280 for Jack. 281 for Joey Millen. 282 for Mick Davenport. There's Vectis, 283. there. Okay. Mandy, 284. Scrolling. Rachel, 285. $286 for Ross. $287 for our lovely Dr. Gregorian. Cough's a lot better, incidentally. I'm not coughing half as much now, so that's clearing up now. Oh, hello, Mark. It's Mark Jones. You're quiet, Mark. Mark Jones, 288 for Mark. Is that everyone? Okay, I think I've done all the tickets. If I've missed anyone out now, please speak. Please speak now if I've missed anyone out at all with those tickets there. Okay. Let me just see if I've got this email here from... Who was it? Tony. Bingo game 1. Oh, what's the bingo? Why is someone sent in that? Oh, okay. Right, okay. Colin, you haven't sent me an email yet. Can you send me an email in with your full post... Sorry, no, Tony King. Send me an email with your full postal address and then I can put your fridge magnet in the post for you this morning, okay? First class stamp, okay? Not a second class one. I had to send some stuff out second class last night because I didn't have anything. But that was, you see, that would have been picked up now. 9 o'clock the post goes from that post box down there. Yvonne Lemon is ticket number 289. 289 for Yvonne. There we are. Anyone else been missed out? There we are. LaBelle, 290. LaBelle. Anyone else? Anyone else been missed out there? Oh, John's making vegetarian bolognese. Oh, I did that last night. In the slow cooker. Oh, enough came out nice. Oh, it was lovely. Because I've got a few bits and pieces left over. I foolishly bought whole tomatoes, canned tomatoes, instead of the chopped up ones or the little baby ones. But it was easy enough. You just jumped them in and chopped them up with a knife. That was easy enough. I don't like to waste food. I hate wasting food. Chucking anything away that does my head in. It really does. Anything that's gone off or anything like that. I really hate chucking food away. Okay. Let's do today's birthdays. I'm sorry we didn't get down all the list of stories today, but that's okay, isn't it? Yeah. Only 3 birthdays today, as far as I can see. 27 years old today for Omar. Good morning, Omar. Happy birthday to you. 27 today. Kelly Wood is a young 35 years old today. Happy birthday, Kelly. And Sarah Paul today is 34 years old today. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, kids. Alrighty. I just wanted to do one more story today about Elton John, who is clearly a trooper. I've been called a bit of a trooper before. I tend to turn up at places, even if I'm ill. I just like to get on with it, really. Very, very rarely did I ever take time off from any of the jobs that I had. Well, Elton John decided to do the same last night, but unfortunately had to finish his show early. And on the Sky News site this morning, it says, veteran performer Elton John, who I've seen in concert in Vegas some years ago now, at a concert called the $1 Million Piano. And he was fantastic. We weren't sitting too close to the front. We were kind of at the side. Me and my mate went to Vegas about 6 to 7 years ago. He was absolutely fantastic, Elton John. Really, really. And he comes across, you connect with him instantly. I think that's the secret of being on a stage. You need to connect with people very quickly, and then it works. Elton does it. Manolo does it. Bassi does it. All these people, they walk on the stage. They don't even need to start singing. You immediately connect with them. I'm not so sure that you could say the same about certain other artists, but certainly these ones that I've mentioned would. Anyway, Elton John has apologised to fans for cutting a gig short. He's in New Zealand after being diagnosed with walking pneumonia. Now, I don't know what that is. I've never heard that expression before. Walking pneumonia. Shall we have a look what it is while we're here? Let's have a look what it is. Walking pneumonia. Right, hang on a minute. Let's have a look. What is walking pneumonia? What is walking pneumonia? Walking pneumonia. Oh. Sounds like it could be the name of a sci-fi. This is on the webmd.com, which is like a medical site. Walking pneumonia sounds like it could be the name of a sci-fi horror flick, but it's actually the least scary kind of pneumonia. Ah, okay. It can be milder than other types, and you usually don't have to stay in hospital. You could have walking pneumonia and not even know it. It might feel like a cold. Walking pneumonia is how some people describe a mild case of pneumonia. Your doctor might call it atypical pneumonia because it's not like more serious cases. So a lung infection is often to blame. So it's not a serious pneumonia. But nevertheless, it will affect things you do. In particular, I suppose, singing. You know, anything to do with the lungs is going to affect the way perhaps you talk or sing, isn't it? So Elton was performing at the Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland on Sunday evening last night as part of his global farewell tour when he lost his voice and began crying on stage. Oh, that is just so sad. And I understand it. You can understand it. You know, it won't be about the money to him. He doesn't need the money. Good God, no. You know, he will feel that he's let down his audience. In the same way, if I don't turn up for one of my little karaoke nights, even like for 10 people that turn up or whatever it is, you know, if I wasn't, I feel so bad that I'd let them down. But there's nothing you can do about it. You know, if I say, you know how reliable I am. If I say I'm going to be here tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock and I'm not here, I will lay in bed worrying about that. Seriously. And that's what it'll be to him. He will feel that he's let everyone down. Footage online shows he's 72 years old and he was escorted from the stage while thousands of fans in the stadium gave him a standing ovation. Posting on Instagram shortly after leaving the stage, Sir Elton wrote, "I want to thank everyone who attended tonight's gig in Auckland. I was diagnosed with walking pneumonia earlier today, but I was determined to give you the best show humanely possible." You know, other people would have just, certain people who, in particular, people who work in bars, you know, they get a mild sore throat. "Oh, I can't come in today. I'm really ill." Nothing wrong with it. Just want a day off. No work ethic whatsoever. Can't be bothered to go in, so don't. Make up some feeble excuse about possibly, you know, got a broken nail or can't go to work. Pathetic. Pathetic. And these people wonder why they lose jobs. Yeah, you've got to have reliable... No one who's in charge of something wants someone who's unreliable. Posted on Instagram shortly after leaving the stage, Sir Elton says, "I want to thank everyone who attended tonight's gig in Auckland. I prayed and sang my heart out until my voice could sing no more. I'm disappointed, deeply upset and sorry. I gave it all he had." And that's what it was about to him, you see. Letting people down. He feels like he let them down. But that audience knew they hadn't been let down, as you can see from the standing ovations there. Blooming wonderful. Really, really wonderful. Okie doke. Let's just scroll back there just before we go there. Yvonne's off down the shops. Cheerio now. Yvonne's off down the shops. John has met Elton John twice. He was lovely and funny, not a diva at all. No, of course he wasn't. He just likes things to be done properly. He likes things to be done properly. I'm sure that's the way it is. Rowan's off to go get ready for work. Cheerio, Rowan. We'll be streaming the karaoke tonight, as always, boys and girls. Jack says Elton really did look unwell. Yes, I agree. But he carried on, you see. He's one of life's troopers. He carried on, and congratulations to him. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. All righty. Okie doke, we'll leave it there. Thanks ever so much, gang. Tonight, it's karaoke tonight. Do I have this on in my button? I need to put the karaoke thing. I don't have it on the button there. Karaoke tonight. If you're in North London, you can join us for karaoke at Central Station. That's at 37 Wharfdale Road in King's Cross, North London. Karaoke tonight, boys and girls. Starts at 7:30 and goes right the way through until 11 o'clock. And if you can't make it there, you can always watch our little live stream. Okay? We've got quite a few people watching that as well now. And there's about 5 or 6 people in the chat box as well. If you want to join that or just watch, it's entirely up to you. It'll be on hopefully between 7:30 and 11 o'clock. We do suffer a little bit there with internet issues sometimes, but hopefully it'll be all right. And to find that, just type in the karaoke. I think it's Karaoke London channel in YouTube, and you should find it there somewhere. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today, and I'll see you again tonight for the karaoke. If not, sometime tomorrow morning. Cheerio now.